Hello, beautiful people. I'm back again. This is Sudhama, your communication coach. And yes, this is Pep Talk, Be Spoken and Be Heard Pep Talk. Saturday, yay! Yes, we are going to have a live performance with a very interesting artist with us, and he is going to whistle throughout the show. And let me tell you, he's going to blow our minds. Yes, and he is a pro in whistling, and he has won lots of awards and titles both India and outside country with lots of conventions. He is one such whistler. And yes, along with that, he is a founder and president of India's one and only whistling association, and which has almost 400 plus registered members, uh, the time since it's been started. And then he's also on a mission to promote whistling, as no, he wants to recognize it as a reputed art, just like any other performing arts. He's also a sound engineer. He's been associated with lots of dubbing projects with India's most popular TV channels. Well, he. Who is he? He's a maverick whistler, and he's from Mumbai. Well, I have my guest, so let us all welcome him. Welcome the Rigved.
Hi, Sudha. How are you doing? Thank you for having me here.
Yes, Rigved Whistling Maverick Deshpande. That's it, right?
Maverick Whistler Deshpande.
Yes, right. Thank you for correcting.
Yes.
Well. So there's so much of anticipation from my audience. Also, they've been asking me, when is your next show? Then I said this month is going to end on a whistling note. So I thought of calling you, making you the best performer or the
Thank
best
you so much.
guest, right?
Now I'm
Well,
overwhelmed now.
So, Rigved, can we start today's session on a whistling
Sure.
note with your performance?
Sure. So this is a very old song, one of my favorites, and very soothing one. So I'll let you guess the song. Here
Okay.
goes.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that was Rigveda Deshpande from Mumbai. He has just started to give us whistling melody, and he's about to take us into it's going to be a great evening, I guess. So, Rigveda, let me know, how did this journey started? What inspired you to become a musical whistler?
So I've been whistling since I was 6 years old. My dad used to whistle at home, and looking up to him, I started whistling, and that was the only thing I could do because I didn't have a voice for singing.
Okay.
And initial couple of years, I was not musically trained, so I couldn't get a note correct. So
Okay.
gave up in between. Then somewhere around 2002, I saw India's most famous whistler, Mr. Nagesh Surve, on our TV channel.
Okay.
To tell you, Nagesh Surve is the person who
Mm-hmm.
has whistled almost 1500 songs, right from Fana to a lot of songs, even your, what is this movie? Dhoom.
Huh.
So after looking at him, I thought I should, you know, connect with more whistlers. Whistling alone wasn't giving me joy.
Okay.
And that's how, first time when I went to college, I was back in Lucknow
Okay.
Christian College,
Mm-hmm.
and it was our statistics department fresher party, and the seniors said, "We have a fresher party coming up. Something, show your talent." So I said I can whistle.
Okay.
They were all amazed, like, "What? What is whistling?"
Right.
And I had a friend on guitar, and he accompanied me for the first time. And 2003 was the first time when I performed on stage.
Wow.
And then a year later, when the professors and everybody appreciated, I thought I should find more whistlers. Whistling alone is giving me no joy, and
Okay.
that's how I started the association as a Yahoo group back
Okay.
in 2004.
Okay.
That was 19 September, and coming 19 September, just a couple of weeks from now, we'll be completing 16 years.
Oh, woohoo. It's a long journey,
Yes,
right?
very much. And
And
whistling actually made me what I am today because I used to record my whistling, I used to share it with my foreign friends,
right,
and then I didn't know how to process, how to mix, how to do record
right.
properly. And then I learned it on my own, and that's how I became a sound engineer. And today, as a career, sound engineering is a career of mine. It's a bread and butter. It's a passion today.
Okay. Something that's self-learned is now your
Yes,
profession. Wow.
yes,
Right. It definitely must be challenging because it's self-learning, and with whistling, there are so many taboos in India, especially when somebody whistles. We
right.
all know what is whistling in India, right? So, very interesting. So, can you show us some basic techniques? What exactly? How do you make sounds with it? How do you blow?
Sure, sure. So there are basically almost 7 types of whistling.
Okay.
I do only one style.
Okay.
The one I do, which is the most common, is called pucker, Pucker.
Okay.
So that's how you purse your lips
Mm-hmm.
and you blow.
Oh, okay.
But that's not the only
Right.
science behind it.
Right.
So when you purse your lips together, you touch your tongue to the bottom teeth from behind,
Okay.
and then you make a slight cavity in your mouth, and then when you blow air,
Mm-hmm.
it twirls from your lips.
Uh-huh.
Now, as I take my tongue little higher and higher, the
Mm-hmm.
pitch changes. For
Okay.
example, if I do sa,
Hmm.
the notes musical. So because musical whistling, music and musical knowledge is very important.
How is
If I
it?
hold a note sa or C for Western scale,
Okay.
now if I take it higher and go sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, I take my tongue from the bottom of the bottom teeth
Mm-hmm.
and take it slightly up till I get a higher note. Also, my
Okay.
lips becomes the aperture of my lips becomes smaller. So I go.
Okay.
Now, when I whistle the slow sa, my tummy goes in, my tongue goes back, and I have to create a
Right.
very low sa. So
Yes.
I'm the instrument in this case.
Absolutely. So it's like you don't need anything, but you know so much of science behind what you're doing. The
Right.
breathing, the air, everything, and the
And
aperture.
then
You.
the teeth, and the
Yes.
larynx and the voice box, the way the air is coming out of the lungs, it all matters and depends a lot. Now,
Okay.
here, if you change the position of your tongue, or if
Mm-hmm.
you wobble your tongue up and down quickly, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes wobble. It's a kind
Oh,
of whistling.
right.
Then, if you put in your fingers and if you bend your tongue,
Mm-hmm.
that's how we do that Mawali style whistling.
Yes, yes. Whistle podu.
So, whistle podu, correct. And then, if you look at these bus conductors in Goa,
Uh-huh.
they just bend their tongue with their teeth
Right.
and
Yes.
they whistle.
Oh,
So, this way, you have 7 styles of whistling
oh,
with your fingers, with your
tongue.
palms, with
Which,
your,
yeah.
and so
So
that's all.
husband may also make the sound, no?
Yes, that's
Right.
hand whistling, correct.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, okay. Interesting.
So it sounds like
I,
a panpipe.
what is it called?
It's called hand whistling, but the tone is very similar to an instrument called a panpipe. Very
Oh,
low, very soothing kind of a tone. So
okay.
pucker is what I primarily do.
Oh, is it? Okay. So how different is it with instrumental? Because we know mouth organ, that is also
Hmm.
blowing. Then the
Hmm.
finger blowing, which you mentioned.
Right.
How is it different to instrumental, blowing?
See, uh, in an instrument like a guitar, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or a piano, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you have specific keys which tell you which note they are going to sound. In
Yes.
a guitar, you have frets, you have
Right.
the strings. So
Right.
you know this position is going to be my C, this
Right.
position is going to be my G.
Right.
But in whistling,
Mm-hmm.
there is no fixed position. It
Yeah.
is all done by the ear and by the muscle memory. So
Right.
if I hear a sa note, I hear it, I go. So it's all by muscle memory. I have
Right.
trained my tongue muscles, my throat muscles to be
Uh-huh.
able to produce that note because there's no fixed position.
Right.
So whistling is difficult to teach.
Right. Yeah, so true. With instruments, you can tune. Basing on that, you can make the string sounds. But
Yes,
with
but
whistle, it's
we
all about.
also need to be tuned.
Okay.
And due to weather changes,
Uh-huh.
we too are affected by weather. If
Is
I'm
it?
having a cold,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm having a cold, I cannot whistle. My
Okay.
say dry, I cannot whistle. If the weather is too hot or too cold,
Right.
my tongue is numb, I cannot
Right.
whistle. So as an instrument ourselves, a lot of limitations apply to us.
Is it? And I guess winters are hard time for whistlers because they get chapped.
Uh, yes, then we have to use lip balms
Yeah.
and warm things,
Right.
honey, warm water and stuff, and weather because in winter it becomes difficult to breathe.
True.
So
True.
yes,
So in high altitudes also you may not able to whistle. There's so much of limitations.
very difficult. So yes, and I've done this research over so many years
Okay.
that which is the perfect condition. So a room temperature,
Mm-hmm.
someone properly eaten, hydrated,
Okay.
yeah, in the good mood because you cannot whistle when you're sad.
Yes, absolutely. Whistling is
I've
all
tried
about
that.
moods, I guess.
Yes, yes. So different moods require different songs, and so we are the instrument and we are the artists. So we are moody as well, and we are difficult as well.
Right. You are the walking chalta firta instrument.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's the best part because we don't have to carry anything. We are
Yes,
driving, we are walking down the road, we can
anytime.
start whistling anytime.
Yes,
And but when you start whistling anytime, people don't take it nicely.
I know.
So it's so we usually keep whistling to ourselves in public
Mhm.
because you don't know how people will react.
So true.
Only when people come online, they listen to our recordings, they go website, they come on platforms like this, they
Right,
realize that it is actually an art
right.
which requires proper sur, tal,
Oh,
shruti,
yeah,
knowledge, everything.
right. So for any commoner, it's something very bad, but for an artist, it's an art. So only
Right.
you can explain us. So when was your first performance, live performance?
Um, my first live performance, like I said, was back in college, Lucknow Christian College,
Okay. As in contest, you have also
2003.
participated in contests, I guess, in Japan. You mentioning some
Yes, I
convention,
have.
yeah, right? So talk about that.
Yes. So a contest first time would be International Whistling Convention, China.
Okay.
That was in 2010.
Uh-huh. Okay. So how was that
So we
experience?
had gone for China for the first time.
Uh-huh.
Well, overwhelming to say the
Okay.
least.
Right.
because International Whistling Convention was happening for almost 40 years till then.
Okay.
And it was started by a guy called Alan DeHart, who
Mm-hmm.
was based in North Carolina, USA.
Mm-hmm.
And he started this convention to bring whistlers from all over the world onto this platform. And they have serious competition, classical category, popular music category, and a lot of stuff. And
Okay.
we as Indians went there for the first time,
Okay.
and we were actually no match for them because
Oh,
it was the first time.
right.
But we, however, won a prize in a category called Allied Arts,
Uh-huh.
where we did a skit, the four of us, called Bollywood Love Story.
Okay.
And it was a mashup of a couple of songs. We told a story about a guy and a girl coming together, and then
Okay.
parents separating them, and then
Wow.
people, they're not eating. Full typical Bollywood masala.
Okay.
And people
Wow.
loved it a lot, actually.
Right.
And we won the third prize in the category.
Oh, I should clap you for that then. And
Thank you so much.
applause. We missed giving you an applause. Right.
So that was the first international exposure and first prize as well.
Okay. So sounds like a ballad as well as Bollywood ballad,
Yes.
right?
And even though people did not understand the language because there was a mashup of many songs,
Mm-hmm.
but they understood the feeling and emotion.
Yeah, right. That's music.
That's music.
Right.
Yes.
So we are talking about your first performance in your college. What would be that song if you can remember?
Yeah. So, Mere Sapnon Ki Rani was a song
Okay.
when a friend played it on the guitar, and we used to do a couple of medleys together.
Oh, wow.
So here goes Mere Sapnon Ki Rani. I
We're
hope,
all ears for Meri
yeah.
Sapno Ki Rani.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time. Haven't done this song. It was like
Right.
reminiscent me of back in college. So here goes. Check. Thank you so much.
Your
Thank
tupper
you.
cap. No, the proper performance mood you have created with your whole, or I mean, the way you are dressed up and your background. That
Yes, it has to be professional.
everything like पूरा mood set कर दिया है.
बस सपनों की रानी का इंतजार है.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, since the Sapno Ki Rani you performed, which was your first performance, so anything in Bollywood, do we have any tracks exclusively by whistlers? Any special?
Like I said, Nagesh Surve, he was the guy
Mhm. Yes,
who
you are mentioning
did
that.
almost 1,500 songs,
Okay.
1,500 movies over
Mhm.
40 years. So very popular guy, and I looked up to him because the way the ease that he brings into the song. I
Mhm.
mean, it's like the girls would swoon.
Oh,
Yeah, and I know him because I've met him a couple of times. He lives in Goregaon, Mumbai here,
uh-huh.
and I don't know if he whistles still, but he and his daughter did Dhoom 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's a quick tune of what he did, or one of his most popular tunes.
Yes.
Um, yes. So you can guess.
Subhanallah.
Yeah. So that
Cute.
was Fana,
Okay.
and one of my most favorite and his most popular tunes.
Okay. So, any other influences apart from this artist? Any other whom you feel inspired in listening?
There's one particular gentleman. Not a lot of people know about him, but he's very, very accomplished. His
Okay.
name is K. Shiv Prasad. He
Mm-hmm.
lives in Hyderabad,
Okay.
and he is a Carnatic classical whistler.
Okay.
And I've seen him perform for 2 hours straight without a sip of water. And we
Whoa.
whistlers tend to go dry a lot. And he has been awarded by the president, and he goes abroad for shows. And the guy means seeing is believing. So Shiv Prasad and Nagesh Surve are a couple of Indian guys that I like follow earnestly. But
Right.
amazing whistling, yes,
They are like landmarks of whistling in Indian,
very
like
much,
West
very
Indian
much.
whistlers, right?
And when you hear them,
Mm-hmm.
especially Shiv Prasad, because he does a 2 hour program with his instrument entourage like mridangam, ghatam, violin, and all
Okay.
instruments. So 2 hours they just go by, and you can't even imagine that it's been 2 hours. He's been sitting and whistling non-stop. Yeah,
Right.
so
I've just
that is
realized
amazing.
the same thing, and I don't know. I'm just like, are we done? I mean, the third, fourth song, or like we just started? It's so beautiful. It's like swinging, in the air. Well, that's the beauty of music, and especially such unique, talented people when they come across and they share, it's even more beautiful. So, talk about your 16-year-old whistling association that you started. You're the pioneer, right? So, what is
So
exactly it is?
So in Indian Whistle Association, we just started as a Yahoo group, much, much, uh, long, long ago.
Okay.
It feels like, oh my God, 16 years have gone by so fast.
Right.
And that time I was in Lucknow. I
Uh-huh.
shifted to Pune because my dad got transferred.
Uh-huh.
And then one gentleman contacted me, and he's like, "You're mostly on a Yahoo group. Why
Okay.
don't we have a live show?" So the
Mm-hmm.
gentleman's name was Mr. Jagat Tarkas, name
Uh-huh.
is, and he has been my mentor for the longest period so far. So he
Okay.
was the one who said, "Come down to Chennai, let's have a show, let's bring this art form to the public." And
Okay.
then he was the guy who organized our first show on 18 June 2006. And then he has been the pioneer behind and the driving force behind me. So it
Okay.
was my idea, but at that time you can imagine I was just an 18, 19-year-old youngster.
Right.
So Jagat Tarkas was the guy who drove the inspiration in me to take this association much more forward.
Right.
Then be it the shows in Chennai, in Bangalore, going to China, going to Japan, he has always been there for me. So yes, really. Today he's almost 70, 72 years old, and I mean, I just miss him.
Oh, you.
He lives in Chennai,
Okay.
And he's a Gujarati businessman, now
Huh?
retired, but speaks very good Tamil and been in Chennai for like almost all his life.
Oh, okay. So I think you're becoming nostalgic from your college days to your mentor and your favorite influences in whistling. So
Very much,
when
very
we're
much.
talking about this association, Viktada, what is it like? Who are these members? What are the prerequisites to become one of your member if somebody is looking?
So membership requirements are like people should be able to whistle something.
Right.
At least they should be able to produce a tune, at least. And our requirements are pretty basic. We ask them to audition, and once they are at to a certain level, we say, okay, you can join in. They should have the enthusiasm and the
Okay.
eagerness to join and learn.
Right.
Most of our whistlers do not have musical background.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, so all of us, or rather, I would say most of us are trained by the ear.
Okay.
So, as I said, if I listen to an instrument, if a note, I can whistle it. I can hear and whistle it. I
Okay.
am not musically trained, but I'm an engineer, so I have a very keen ears.
Right.
Now, that's why what happens is we go through the basics of when they join, when we have some training sessions, we
Right.
go through the basics of whistling,
Mm-hmm.
hygiene, your do's and don'ts, then your breathing, eating,
Okay.
what to eat, what not to eat.
Right.
Then we take them towards performing with karaoke tracks,
Okay.
then bringing them actually performing what with the original tracks, then bringing out the emotions, then with
Okay.
the karaoke track, then tell
Uh-huh.
them, okay, try out different songs.
Right.
And most people have always been whistling in their childhood,
Right.
but people and parents and grandparents have been like, this is a taboo, don't do this, it's not
Yes,
good.
so true. Right.
There are myths like saap aate hain, snakes come,
Oh, is it?
snakes are deaf,
Okay.
but myths are myths.
Right.
So my journey has been to bring such people out from the bathrooms onto the stage. Now,
Okay.
bathroom whistling is like what we normally say bathroom singing, but
Uh-huh.
actually bathroom is a very good place to sing and whistle,
Right.
technically.
For
From a sound
acoustic,
engineer's
yeah,
yes, yes,
for
yes,
better
yes,
acoustics.
very much. So from a sound engineer's perspective, I'll say bathroom is a very good place to sing and
Right.
whistle, but of course you can't have an audience.
So true.
So
Censored.
so the journey has been to bring people from the bathroom onto the stage, show the audiences that this is a proper musical instrument, a proper art, musical whistling. This
Okay.
requires the same amount of surtal knowledge and a keen ear and a
Right.
lot of breath management.
Right.
Right
Absolutely.
now, when I was whistling this Mere Sapnon Ki Rani, uh, some lines are just back to back. So I have a very less time to like
Right.
quickly
Take a breathe.
take in a breath. Yes, take a
Okay.
breather. So, and if there is a note, like a long note, I have to sustain my breathing and in
Mm-hmm.
anticipation. So it requires musical whistling requires all those skills of music and breathing and everything combined. So
Right.
it's no less than singing. Only thing is we usually do covers.
Huh.
So that's why it's an entertainment form. It makes people nostalgic of the songs they have been listening to,
Right.
but it is no less different and easier than singing.
Right. You're talking about the person who has influenced you. His daughter is also part of. So women are also part of this association. Women also whistle.
Very much, very much. We have a lot, many women who whistle in association, and they do quite well.
Oh,
Technically speaking, between a women's whistling tune and a man's, there's no difference.
is
So
it?
if you were to close the eyes and hear two whistling done by a man and woman,
Mm-hmm.
unlike a voice, there is no difference in texture much. So you
Okay.
can't say ये औरत बजा रही है कि आदमी बजा रहा है.
Right.
And women have had it more difficult because even today, family pressure, husbands,
Right.
earlier parents, a lot of
Cultural,
very much.
challenges.
But
Yes.
we have a lot of what you can say, strong-hearted, strong-willed women,
Yes.
rebellious women
Right.
who are breaking all norms and glass ceilings, and they're doing very well.
Right.
One whistler who is to be part of our association, Shweta Suresh,
Uh-huh.
she won at the International World Whistlers Championship 2016 Japan,
Oh, okay.
and she became a world champion at that point of time. So
Wow.
she did a Western classical, she did a Indian classical, she did Bharatanatyam dance and whistling together.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
That's
where I
quite
tried
some
salsa dance and whistling
performance.
together.
Oh yeah.
Yes, So I had a partner. I was whistling a song, and she was doing, and we were doing salsa dance together. First time in the world.
Wow.
So it whistling has no cultural apart from cultural boundaries.
Uh-huh.
I think there is no boundaries.
Correct. Correct.
Only limitation is that we are an instrument. So like a flute has a range.
Uh-huh.
It has a certain range. You can do only songs in those range. Any
Okay.
higher, a flute will sound ping.
Yes.
So
Pitch.
as an
Pitching sound.
instrument, we
Okay.
have a range, and you
Okay.
have to pick up songs in that particular range.
Okay.
That's it.
So that's the biggest limitation. Otherwise, you're unstoppable.
Limitation wise, even singers have that limitation. Some
Right.
singers cannot sing very high. Some
Oh,
singers cannot sing very low. So they also have a range, and everyone performs within their own range. So identifying your range is very, very important.
okay. So whistling is nothing but without words. The tune remains the same.
We used to call it flute without bamboo.
Oh, okay.
But unlike a flute or a instrumental track,
Mm-hmm.
we try to bring out the words. We try to enunciate the words and
Okay.
bring out the
Mm-hmm.
emotions, so that when a person who's listening to a song, listen to us whistle,
Mm-hmm.
he has the original song going back in his mind. So
Right.
he's like, yeah. So for example, um, the song we just did, "You Only Live Twice" from James Bond.
Right.
So it has a lot of dynamics. It goes like, so when I bring out these dynamics, then the sound makes more sense and becomes more melodious.
Right.
If I whistle
Yes.
straight and plain, like, it will not make sense. It will not bring out that
For a
emotion of the song.
layman like me, anything is melodious.
Please don't say that.
No, seriously, both I feel the same. I both, of course, the first one is more, highlighted with the nuances of, twists and turns, but still, I feel it both good, soothing.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
So yeah, so you're also like you're a sound engineer. You are working with different projects, like you mentioned that, especially with dubbing and dubbing industry is growing exponentially.
Right.
So what is it? What are the prospectus? Because most of our listeners are youngsters. Probably they might pick up as any career choice.
Yeah,
So yeah.
definitely. So as I said, I became an engineer through whistling.
Right.
And when I was studying sound engineering in Chennai,
Mm-hmm.
I did not know there's so much scope, because
Okay.
a sound engineer is the one who records dialogues, music, SFX, everything. You
Right.
have sound engineers in studio, in radio, on stage, live shows, everything.
Yes. Yes.
My area of expertise is dubbing, which we call language localization.
Okay.
So there are a lot of stories, there are a lot of movies, shows out there,
Uh-huh.
which we would want to watch in our own language.
Right.
Uh, by reading the subtitles, we lose half the concentration on reading.
Right.
So by dubbing it in your own language, keeping the same essence of the jokes, adapting the
Right.
same lines,
Right.
casting characters who sound the same like the original, be it from
Okay.
whichever language. It could be like Tamil to Hindi, Hindi to English, English to Spanish, any language.
Right.
So dubbing has been my forte,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of scopes for growth. So I have skills pertaining to English and Hindi,
Mm-hmm.
and Marathi as well, which is my mother tongue.
Okay.
So as I started an engineer, I got an opportunity to become a dubbing director.
Uh-huh.
Then
Okay.
I got an opportunity to become a writer. I've written translations for theatrical movies like Spider-Man: Homecoming,
Okay.
and then I become a QC quality check. And today
Okay.
I am heading the dubbing department in my company.
Wow.
And this way, there is a lot of scope for dubbing and localization, because people want to watch, and a lot of OTT platforms are coming out.
Right.
Many of our clients are these OTT platforms,
Okay.
and many of the shows will be coming out soon.
Okay.
So for a person who is looking for a career choice, a
Huh.
youngster, I
Right.
would say voicing, dubbing, writing, direction, engineering, it's a whole platter out there.
Okay. So the platter is spread for us. It's us who has to decide which
Yes.
way we are.
Very much.
So,
And you can get videos of dubbing and languages on YouTube. So
uh-huh.
you can actually study about it.
Okay.
If you have a knack for voices, you can try out different voices. I know you try out different voices, right?
Yes.
Do you want to show something of your repertoire?
Come again?
Do you want to show us something? What kind of voices you do, Sudha?
Me? Oh, please.
Yeah.
I'm a host. I wish my guests do it better than me. So you
No,
can do it any one voice.
no, I'm not an artist. As I
Okay.
said, I'm on comfortable on the other side of the glass, where I'm
Right.
the engineer director,
Right.
but not on the mic. On the mic, I'm just a whistler.
Okay. Wow. That's what we wish to know more about you as a whistler. So, what are any recent projects that you have done with whistling? Any tie-ups? You mentioned
Um,
something about your video.
yes. So we actually keep coming out with tribute videos and videos wishing people for their birthdays and all. But one of the major projects that we did this year, I can't imagine we are already August end. We did the project in January, started it back in October. So it's like been a year now almost.
Right.
Our major project was Mile Sur Mera Tumhara.
Oh, yes.
You know, if you have grown up in the 90s and 80s, you know the song, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And we, you can see the poster behind me.
Yes, yes, I can. All
We
your
collaborated with almost 50 whistlers in India and abroad. And a friend of mine created the entire track. There are like almost 16 different tunes and languages, and he recreated the entire track.
okay.
Then many of the people are located out of India, many are located in other cities. So bringing them together was a major challenge.
Absolutely.
So we actually divided the work among the three of us. So I was teaching people the recording part, how to record at home and send
Right.
it to me. How
Wow.
to shoot at home, how to shoot on your mobile. You'll not imagine 90% was shot on mobile.
That's interesting.
Yes, and lighting and camera and placement, I guided everyone on that. Then my colleague, our treasurer from the association, Mrs. Lakshmi Iyer, she guided people on the sur tal, getting that correct. So
Okay.
on the phone, she trained every person on getting their sur and tal correct. Then
Right.
we had another person who is one of our committee members, Dr. Vrinda Nair. She's based in Kerala.
Mm-hmm.
So she look after the costume and the location and how people should dress and how
Right.
people should look. So,
Absolutely.
and then finally we had a bird's eye view through a secretary, Chetan Bapat, who was like the last man on the job. He was like, ye theek hai, you know.
Okay.
So four of us, we got together, we brought out the best from people, and people also contributed. They helped us a lot. They cooperated a lot. I mean, I know I can be difficult. लाइटिंग ठीक नहीं है, फ्रेम शेक हुआ है, शैडो आया है चेहरे पे.
I understand your perfection. I mean that through that.
Just last night you have
Right, right, absolutely.
so, but the result, and it was almost 4 months project, but the result came out amazing. In
Right.
fact, so amazing that Doordarshan, who actually owns the Mile Sur Mera Tumhara tune,
Right.
they loved it very much and they approached us and they said, we would like to air this.
Wow.
So during lockdown, March, April, May, and even now, it's been coming on Doordarshan.
Okay.
So
So at any
almost
point,
more
any
than 11
timing,
times.
any time of that air, this particular cover?
If I find it in the schedule, I'll share it with you.
Yeah, sure.
Because usually they have a schedule printed about a day in advance where
Right.
they have fillers. So
Right,
between
right.
2-3 shows, when the filler part comes, they mention whistle cover something, obviously
Right, yeah,
whistle
yeah.
tune.
Yeah.
So if I do find it on their website, I'll share it with you.
So, dear listeners and yeah, dear viewers, I was listening, so I said listeners. So that's Rigvedam Deshpande, and he's been, engaging us with his whistling melodies. And that's the best part of through his whole journey is Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, which has been aired in Doordarshan, and do check that out if you're still watching Doordarshan. Otherwise, you can catch all his covers. Where can we catch? Where can we have a glimpse of your whistling tunes?
So we have presence on YouTube, Facebook,
Okay.
and Instagram. You can find us with the name Indian Whistlers.
Indian whistlers.
So if you go to YouTube and search for Indian Whistlers, you can come across a channel where we have all our performances, including Mile Sur Mera Tumhara.
Okay.
And similarly, we keep announcing upcoming and events on Facebook and social media. So do follow us, like and share and subscribe. And
Sure.
if any of you can whistle, if you can even produce a sound or a tune, you can surely join it and take it to the next level.
Right. I am having the urge to whistle because I felt like I can whistle. but no, not now. We'll be doing that later on. But so there are few statements made by those who don't understand what's whistling till you
Right.
came and, cleared the air that this is whistling and it's all about instrumentation, instrumental music, right? So can I read out those statements for you? You
Sure,
just
sure.
need to let me know whether they're true or false,
Okay.
right? Musical whistling isn't real.
Oh, very much real. It is as real as an instrument. It is as real as you breathing. Because at
Right,
the end of the day, it is breathing. We're channeling our breath. So it is
right,
very much real, very much requiring the same musical skills as a singer requires.
right. So everyone loves music, but when they try to whistle, it is considered bad manners, even now.
Yeah, because it is how you do it, where you do it, and when you do it.
Right,
I'll give an example. If I'm riding a bike on the road,
right,
I have pedestrians, I have co-riders, and I'm whistling, and उसमें से कोई लड़कियां हैं, they will definitely take an offense.
right,
So there's a time and place for everything.
right.
If
Absolutely.
I'm in my private thing or if I'm on stage,
Mm-hmm.
then it's an art.
True, true,
If
true.
I'm on the road, it is considered taboo.
Right,
So there's a time and place for everything.
right. I don't know if you say the same thing. We call it as roadside Romeo when he whistle. Do you say the same thing at your place?
But he does like,
Ha.
there is nothing musical about it. I mean, it is musical. It has proper sur, but there's nothing musical about it in
Right,
terms of being an art form. ये तो
right.
कोई भी कर सकता है. But then, like I say, well, everybody can whistle,
Mm-hmm.
but not everybody can whistle well.
True. सही सुर
So,
में whistle करना बहुत जरूरी है.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
So whistling is a holiday on lips. What say?
बिल्कुल नहीं. No, 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 no. Whistling on lips is a taxing thing. I mean, my lips get dry, they get tired, my lips quiver.
All right,
So whistling and using the lips is a lot of effort.
right,
Ask those people who whistle back-to-back songs are like people who have been doing 2 hours, like I said, Shiv Prasad does it.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot more stamina than singing.
Right.
So yeah,
True.
it's not a
Sort of.
holiday.
It's like the lung power, I think, the lung
Very much.
capacity.
And we try not to smoke. I am myself a non-smoker.
Okay.
And we suggest to people that please don't smoke because smoking affects your lungs, can damage your lungs.
Right.
And for whistling, you need very strong, powerful lungs.
True, true, true.
So
So
no holiday. It's work
whistling
from home.
is, yes. So it's all about lung and your muzzle.
Very
Which,
much.
yeah. So no non-smokers, you can try this, I guess. This,
Actually, I know a couple of whistlers who are smokers and they whistle amazing. Like there's this world champion, former world champion, a Dutch guy named Geert Shatro.
okay.
I've seen him roll cigarettes.
Okay.
But he whistles amazingly. Matlab, he's been a world champion, international judging for almost so many years now.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think smoking doesn't affect him, I guess.
Blessed, I guess.
Must be,
One
must
way,
be.
right? Okay. So whistling is also mode of communication. I'm asking this from because I'm a communication coach. I've seen the sign language, the sounds when Bushmen use, the tribal Bushmen, right? And also dog trainers. So how true is it? Is it true that whistling is
See, dog trainers use a metal whistle, which is called dog whistle.
Okay.
That has a very high frequency, even above what we can hear.
Okay.
So it is usually used for dogs.
Okay.
So that is not the kind of whistling we do.
Okay.
But the kind of whistling used by for communication, if you say, now example, in India, bus conductors in Goa.
Right.
So they go, I cannot do the style. It's called teethless whistling, fingerless whistling.
Right.
And that's how they signal to the bus driver to stop or start.
Right.
Okay. Then as far as whistling internationally concerned, which has a proper language, then there are a couple of places like the Canary Islands. They have whistling as a syllabus.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, they have an actual language, and they have been now putting in the syllabus for the young generation to learn because it's like fading away now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, so the students in Gomero of the Canary Islands have it as a subject in their school.
Awesome.
They speak Spanish primarily, and they are whistling is articulated to bring out the Spanish words. Okay.
Okay.
Also, because it's a hilly area and there are hills,
Uh-huh.
whistling is the one which can travel a longer distance. A high frequency whistle can
Right.
travel a longer distance. So
Right.
instead of shouting, they use whistling for communication.
Okay.
The language also in Turkey, they use whistling for communication. It's called silbo. So
Still.
Turkey and Spanish Canary Islands, these two places, they use whistling for, and it's a proper language. You can
Okay.
check it out online.
Right.
So
Definitely.
they have proper sentences. So it's not just calling out like a calling a dog, but it's actual proper sentences.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
This sounds like Bahubali's code language. There's the way he uses. Then it's mentioned that there is such language like that. Awesome. So indigenous languages, even through
Yes.
whistling, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So any tips to aspiring whistlers or who want to, develop certain unique talents like what you have skilled?
So for aspiring whistlers, I would say first learn the song. We all
Okay.
doing covers. Everyone knows a song very well.
Okay.
So learn the song properly.
Okay.
Learn the nuances, look at the video, look at the mood, the feel.
Right.
Then try it out on a karaoke.
Uh-huh. Okay.
First try whistling with the song,
Uh-huh.
then try it out with the karaoke.
Okay.
Then the more you listen, the more you can develop your listening skills.
Okay.
Then you have to look at your breathing, then you have to look at your what you're eating, because
Right.
those things can make you dry. For
Okay.
example, a chocolate makes me very thirsty.
All right.
A normal sandwich or a samosa makes me good for whistling. So
Okay.
I'm the instrument, the anatomy is inside me, it all depends on my anatomy. So different people, different things work.
Right.
And then try to bring out the emotions, try to slow down the song and listen to every word, every note clearly and try to bring out that. So if you want to do it from a normal bathroom whistler to a stage whistler,
Mm-hmm.
these are all the steps. You have to break down the song, the note, this thing, and to do it everything meticulously.
Okay. That's lots of hard work, but still.
Lots of hard work. And then comes the technical part of it. For example, right now when I'm whistling, I have an effect going on. So the technicalities come in the end, because end of the day we are performing for an audience.
Right.
If you don't have a public address system, if you don't have a sound reinforcement system,
Right.
then you'll not enjoy. If I just whistle to you like this,
Huh.
you'll not enjoy. But
Right.
if I do it like this,
Right.
then that brings out different feel.
Right.
So then stage performance, stage presence is additional cherry on the cake, I think.
And like certain add-ons like dancing, I guess, like you have done salsa, and another lady who has, done other things like dance and whistling.
Well, to put it in a common, normal manner,
Mm-hmm.
when you start learning a car, you're fully concentrated on the road, left hand on the gear, A, B, C, accelerator, brake, clutch. Then when you get little confident, you start one hand off the steering wheel.
Right.
Then you start ek haath kaan pe, mobile pe.
Uh-huh.
Right?
We get eased up. Okay.
Yeah, isn't out.
master
These are
it.
those. So these
We keep
once
adding
you've-
on new things.
Correct. So once you have mastered the whistling part of it, then you can go on to the next level.
Right. I think these are like exploring your own personality, different.
Very
things.
much, very much. And then you can also think, okay, what next can I do? Like
Right.
recently I was performing for an online channel and the guy was doing coffee art. He was a barista.
Okay.
And I was whistling. So he drew a Jack Sparrow and
Uh-huh.
I was whistling Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whoa.
Yeah. So then we start collaborating with such artists to bring
Right.
two art forms together.
Right.
And that's how you bring out the art and you enhance the art.
Right. That's how you can grow more together,
Very much. Very
Artists.
much. And,
Course.
and the best part is collaboration.
True, true.
If you look at music,
Mhm.
it is different instruments all playing together that makes it music.
Right.
We have people playing solo instruments, but naturally music played together is collaboration. जिसको संगीत को संगत से आता है. Sangat is playing together.
Right.
So for all arts, collaboration brings out the best.
Right. It's resonating if it is with better teams and collaborations, I guess.
Very much.
So far, we have known so much about you, Rigveda, like the whole journey, your job, what you do, what is whistling language. I feel like I'm in a university knowing so much about you. Well, here comes a very interesting segment of Pep Talk, rapid question round. So are you ready for this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you aren't whistling or, not part of sound engineering, what would you be doing?
Flying.
You're flying. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's
I would
it.
love to fly. So I would be a pilot or something of that sort.
Okay. Then also you'll be whistling anyways. Right?
Yes.
Right. So what's good, bad, and the worst part of being a professional musical whistler?
Um, the worst part is stage fright,
Okay.
jitters.
Yes.
The good part is you can carry it anyway. It's an
Ah,
instrument. The
right.
best part is it brings you joy.
So true.
Yeah.
So one song that you feel always inspired to sing or to whistle, any one song?
So the song is called. Why do you want to just whistle it for you?
Sure.
Okay. Here goes.
You
What
are,
happened?
you're definitely
Mesmerized?
good. Yes, you, I guess all of us are flying with you. You took us into a space, I guess, from the skies to the space. Beautiful. What track is this? What's the name of this
So
track?
this was Country Roads Take Me Home by John Denver,
Yes.
where he talks about his life in the village, the countryside,
Okay.
and the river and the sea and the mountains that remind him of home. So
Right.
that's what about.
Well, you just took us away. That's it. I can see. Okay. So, Rigved, what is the most common question people ask you when they know that you are a whistling champ? Usual
Most
question.
common question comes is whistling or wrestling?
Yeah, even I'm fiddling with that whistling. Okay.
Whistling or wrestling. So people think first time I tell them I'm a professional whistler, they think I'm a professional wrestler. And the
Okay.
body doesn't help at all. So they think I'm a wrestler.
Okay. So that's the
But then I have to say, no, not wrestling, whistling.
whistling.
Okay, but then
Oh,
what's,
okay.
yeah, I have to do that. And then that's what people identify with whistling.
Okay.
And they have to learn not just this, a musical whistling with music and tracks and all. And then they realize, okay, this is musical whistling, what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So first it's wrestling, then
Mhm.
it's catcalling, and then it's whistling.
Oh, there's a schematic way of talking about what the question and answering it, I guess.
Yes, that's how people understand it first time.
Right. So it's pretty cliche word, I guess. Wrestling for you. You keep listening to it all the time, I guess.
Very much,
Right.
always.
So here comes to the end of our pep talk. But before that, I have a rhetorical question. If you
Okay.
are stranded in any island and there's no one around, how would you see the situation?
Am I supposed to answer that? You say it's a
Yes,
rhetorical question.
yes. You have to. All my guests have given their own perspectives, all different views about this particular question. So, as a Zinda Dili guy and the wrestler you are, so you definitely have to give us this answer.
Could you repeat the question? I thought it was rhetorical, so I didn't pay attention.
Ah, okay. So, if you're stranded in an island and
Okay.
there's no one around, so how do you see the situation?
Bliss.
Okay.
I can swim, I can catch my fish, I can eat coconuts.
Okay. Seems like you're waiting for the moment.
Who is not? You tell me, we have been home for last 4, 5 months now.
Absolutely.
All of us can only think of becoming Jack Sparrow and being stranded on an island.
Right.
I want to be on an island like Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Now I see the connection. Right. Okay. So before I say bye-bye to you, and I just wanted to know any suggestions or comments. How did you enjoy Pep Talk?
Very much. I mean, very candid. Wasn't expecting to be so candid and all. And I just hope your listeners, viewers grow by leaps and bounds.
Right. Okay. Thanks on that. So the show, we are going to say bye-bye to our viewers. Would you love to give any last performance, any one tune that people will remember forever?
Okay, so this song I've been wanting to do since a long time, and it's from a Bond movie as well.
Okay.
It's called Goldfinger by Dame Shirley Bassey.
Okay.
I hope I do justice to it. Okay, here goes. Okay, just a quick sip of water.
Beautiful. Whoa,
Thank
pretty
you.
majestic. And I kind of see Sean Connery behind you and you giving that music. Wow, beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rigveda, for coming over to Pep Talk and giving your time, energy, your music, your skills, input. Just wow, just wow.
And it's finally happened. I mean, you and I have been talking for such a long time,
Right,
and we were like
absolutely.
putting our brains together, kaise karenge and all, and it's been amazing. Thank you so much for having me, Sudha.
Thank you.
And it's been lovely having this evening has been lovely.
Same here. Same here. Absolutely same here. Thank you, Rigved, for being part of my pep talk. Thank you very much. And all the best for your future endeavors. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Sudha. And same to you and all the best. And be
Thank you.
home, be safe.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Yes. So back to you all again. Yes. So that was Rigved. And I guess you all had a great Saturday evening with such mesmerizing on whistling note. And I wanted to have my month and such a beautiful way because I've dedicated the month of August exclusively for artists with unique talents and hobbies. So I think I made justice inviting different artists with unique talent and renowned musicians. I feel complete. I feel I did good justice. And if you really feel so, then give me thumbs up or put me a comment or give me a smile and give me a high five. Yes, because the energy is so high throughout August and I maintained it, and thanks to all my guests. And yes, you must be wondering what could be the theme for September. Well, keep watching because September is going to be even more interesting because it's all about amazing academicians. Yes, September, as we all know, we are going to celebrate September 5th, our Teachers' Day celebration. So on that note, the whole month is dedicated to all our beautiful educationalists and academicians who have groomed us to what we are today. With that, I'm going to say bye-bye to all of you. Bye, Rigved, and to all my viewers. Bye
Bye
again.
bye. Thank
And
you, everybody.
yes, bye. Have a great evening.